Welcome to the Get Into Motorsport podcast, where we hear from people involved in many different areas of the sport. They're going to be telling us where it all started for them. I am Holly Bailey, a former British Rally Championship driver and team manager, and as a rally instructor of over 20 years, one of the most commonly asked questions on the experience days was, how do I get into motorsport? If you want to hear more about the people already involved in motorsport and how they got started, don't forget to subscribe to get notified of the next episode. Today I'm with Paul Barrett at the Javelin Jumbo Targa Rally at Wattisham Airfield, organised by Chelmsford Motor Club. I'm helping him send off the competitors at minute intervals at the first main time control of the event. He explains to us how Targa rallies work and how easy it is to get started in a standard road car as a driver from age 17 and as a co-driver from age 12. So hi Paul, we're at MTC1.
Yep.
And what is it that we're doing today?
Okay, so this is the start of the rally. The cars are running at minute intervals, so we're controlling their schedule. The cars are numbered from 1 through to 60, and then there'll be double drivers coming round 101 through to about 120. Each car has its own time card with a target time to start the rally, and we are the start. So as they come into our time control, we then, using the clock, which has got an automatic chip on it, on their time cards they have a little electronic chip, and when we make the clock to the chip, that then beeps on their due minute, and that then starts them off to the first test, which is just down there.
So that ensures that everything's accurate. And,
so it maintains a schedule for the rally. So yeah, if they start, because they're obviously keen, if they run at 30-second intervals or 45 seconds or whatever, then everything bunches up. If they run at 2-minute intervals, then everything stretches out. So the purpose of this control is to manage everything schedule-wise.
Ensure things don't get too bunched up or too behind.
Correct.
So they're going through a noise control before they reach us.
Yes.
And to make sure that they don't go over.
Yeah, so the rules, the national competition rules defined by Motorsport UK define noise limits for all types of motorsport. So car races, sprints have higher noise levels, and this is a road rally. And because these are road rally specification cars, these same sorts of cars can go around public roads on navigational rallies. So we have relatively low noise limits, and the noise test officials over there have got a meter, and they're measuring at normally about 5,000 RPM at a particular distance between the end of the exhaust and the meter, a decibel value that then determines the limit and if the car is too noisy, we'll send it back, and if they can't get it quieter, they won't be allowed to start the rally.
Ah, okay. But most road cars are well within limits, aren't they?
Yeah. There won't be. They're unlikely to be any problems today. Some venues are quite sensitive on noise because there's like local. You can see some houses over there, local residents. So sometimes we have to be a bit careful, public relations wise, with noise as well.
Okay.
So there's an element of test design as well, keeping the screechy tyres and the loud exhaust bangs away from people's houses. On a big open airfield like that, that's not difficult.
And these Targa rallies are getting really, really popular now.
Yeah, it's a really good budget form of sport because you can do a standard road car. You don't need to modify them in any way at all. Some people do, like you can see those car one has got bucket seats and harnesses, sticky, expensive tyres, but they're still road legal tyres. But that's about it. And you can easily win this type of event in a car that's cost a few £1,000s. There's a series, like a championship in this region, lots of different events taking place throughout the year. Entry fee is like £100. So for maybe a few £1,000s of outlay on a car, and then a competition season, you might probably can't spend more than £2,000 in a year. So that compares very favourably, where you can easily spend £2,000 just doing one stage rally in a car that you've probably spent £10,000 on just to get to the start line.
So this is a good sort of entry level, but I've noticed there's some quite experienced competitors also into it.
These are competitive at the top level, but they're safe and challenging for beginners and novices. So we've got a car 60, for example. They're out on their first ever Targa rally. They can see the layout of the test. They can see the cones with the letters on. They've got a clearly defined map which helps them get round. So as they build up experience, they'll start to build up pace, and then maybe eventually they will be sort of challenging the faster crews at the top. But yeah, I mean, by the end of today, there could only be a handful of seconds separating the top 5, sort of 4 or 5 crews. So it's very competitive. You have to be very accurate on the tests.
I can see that we've got 3 tests that are laid out, and then they do it twice in the morning.
So there's 3 tests. They'll change them after the first run of 3. Right. So there'll be a different route. So either the lines between the cones will change, or the layout of the cones themselves will change. We've got various loops in that we can put in and take out. So none of the 4 test layouts during the day are the same. So each of the 3 layouts is done 4 times in the day to make 12 competitive tests, but they're all different.
So that means there's quite a lot of mileage actually on
this there
event.
is, yeah. There's probably, competition-wise, you'll be getting 25 miles of competitive driving today, which, is 10 times what you'll get on a sprint.
Yeah.
Half of what you get on a stage rally like Brands Hatch. In fact, probably 2/3 of what you get at Brands Hatch for £100.
For £100, that's pretty good. That's £100 per driver, yeah? And so actually you can enter 1 car, but enter 2 drivers.
Yeah, that's the unique form of this sport. Typically, like car 1 will be a very experienced driver who's won events before, top flight navigator. Then once they've done 1 lap, they'll then swap seats. So the navigator gets to pretend to be a rally driver, and the driver gets to find out what it's like in the left-hand seat with maps and time schedules, all sorts flying around.
And you've got to be on your toes looking at it.
Some of the top crews, actually, you'll get when they swap rounds, they're actually very good either way round. So sometimes you find, and also because there's an element of familiarity with the second run, sometimes the second driver actually ends up beating the guy who owns the car, or the lady who owns the car.
So what age, you can start this at 13, is it?
You can drive on these at 17. You have to have a driving licence because it's a road rally, but you can navigate from 12.
Right, okay.
12 years old. And we have had 12, 13-year-old navigators on these events before.
So you can get the kids out as well?
Yeah. Isabella Avery was competing with her dad Matthew on one of these events a few years ago when she was 12 or 13 and did very well.
Brilliant. And gets them started, gets them well underway. I bet they get a bit excited and want to get behind the wheel themselves.
Yeah, they will do. You can do auto solos from 16, I think.
Okay.
So in the same sorts of cars, look at that Fiesta there, ideal for an auto solo, which is a much smaller event than this, with sort of slaloms round cones. You can do those from 16.
Thank you to Paul. If you're interested in getting involved in Targa Rallies, then do check out the Find a Club page on the Motorsport UK website. Thank you for listening, and tune in next week for more stories of how people get into motorsport.